Just happy to be playing this time of year. There's only 16 teams left, and just excited that our team is advanced and taking care of business, and looking forward to, what everybody's talking about the next game, Sweet 16.
Players win game. Let's talk about the coaching matchup. Have you ever coached against Gino? And
I have not. I've watched him quite a bit. I think he's a great coach. I mean, I think he prepares his team really well. I think he's a great adjustment coach during games. He makes great adjustments. He gets his kids just ready for tournament time. No matter what they're doing in terms of like playing, in their conference season and non-conference, they're always looking forward. Like he always talks about, we don't have a great season unless we win a national championship, and he's gotten those kids to kind of buy into like postseason and playing great basketball. And I give him a lot of credit. He's got a lot of history there. So.
Why do you think he's one of the most despised coaches in women's basketball?
I think the media sometimes blows it out of proportion and stuff. I don't know. I don't play a lot into that. I think he's a really good coach, and you're more worried about your own team at this point and just preparing them and getting them ready for a big time game and their first time in the Sweet 16 and what that means. And it is what it is at that point. I mean, Gino's doing the same thing with his team.
And it's one of these teams that they're 35-0. I mean, does that change the way you approach it with your team or no?
No, because the one good thing about it, we just talk about like what Virginia did and how we had to prepare for Virginia and what we had to take away from them and what we had to do to be successful, and looking at that in small increments and not making it a huge big picture for them. So it's talking about the game in terms of like 4 minutes. You got to play 4 minutes and you get a 2.5 minute timeout. You play 4 minutes, you get a 2.5 minute timeout, and just minimize that kind of vision of it's a 40-minute game. It's a 4-minute game and a 2.5 minute timeout, so we got to play 4 great minutes, and then you get a timeout where you refocus and talk about what's good and what's bad. I think it's stopping their transition, it's rebounding the basketball, it's not putting them on the free throw line, and it's taking care of the ball. And they have the big three, and you got to do your best on those and play them accordingly. And that was pretty much the game plan that we had for Virginia, and it's just doing maybe different game planning, but same general idea.
Well, they have the big three, but you also have the big three, and do you use the underdog role in any way, or?
I don't know. I think our kids are pretty mature. We've gone through a lot of ups and downs, and this group has been together for a long time. It's a new experience for them, so we're in uncharted territories. But I think if you can just kind of like make that picture, just shrink it down a little bit and stop looking at the the big thing. It's just like just keep them kind of focused on just these little things. I think that'll just help us be, and we've done well with that when we kind of just don't look at the bigger picture and just kind of look at the smaller. And just the things that we have to do and really buy into that, the game will take care of itself.
Well, being new, though, in a Sweet 16, your nerves are even higher than they normally are. How do you counter that?
Yeah, but the kids have been in big games, so if you don't try and talk about it's Sweet 16, you have to embrace, like you're a college basketball player. You've worked hard to put yourself in this situation. You have to embrace going to Trenton and playing Connecticut. You can't be fearful of it. You have to embrace it. It's like there's only 16 teams that are getting to do this right now, and so it's just do what you need to do, focus on the little things. Everything we talk about this week, just take it to heart, whatever that is, and just play your game. You just got to play your game. You can't put too much stock into it's the biggest game of their lives. You can't do that, I mean, I understand that. They understand that. It's just like, they put their right shoe on, they put their left shoe on, there's a basket out there, you play basketball, you just pay attention to detail and the things that we're working on this week,
And you've seen a lot of great women's teams from Connecticut, Tennessee. I'm just wondering, if you compare this Connecticut team to some of the great teams of the past,
I mean, it's all
what would you say?
It's tough to go 35-0, no matter who you are and who you're playing, because on any given night you can have a bad night, and you just have to. I think it's just he's got all the pieces of the puzzle there. Now he doesn't have a lot of the pieces in terms of like 8, 9, and 10. He's got a great 5, and at the same time they got to stay out of foul trouble and they got to do all the right things too. So he's done a great job kind of with a really small number of kids, and I think that's why this team in particular is really special, because he's not throwing 8, 9 people at you. He's got a small group that has been able to do it with. He's had some injuries, and other kids have stepped up for him and have played great roles for them. Have been great role players for him, and they're just getting it done. So.
Well, Stanford was the last team to beat them.
Mhm.
Tara said you guys talked this morning,
Mhm.
and do you pick her brain at all? She
Yeah.
thinks you guys can beat them, by the way. Do you pick her brain at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're going to play somebody, you have some experience of actually being out there and on the floor with them, and of course I'm going to pick her brain about, but it's good, as I'm asking her questions, it's my gut feeling of what I thought, so it's just nice to kind of have somebody, reiterate, the same thoughts that you have about, things you could do against a team, But ultimately, it's big players make big plays at this time of year, Big players make big plays, and you have to just stay composed, And I thought that's what we did this weekend. We fell short last year in the Sweet 16, and the kids were not going to be denied. They were not going to be denied, and Virginia's a great team. And so I thought we did a really good job of taking away their strengths, taking away and staying poised and composed. I've been saying it for so long, poised and composed, poised and composed. And that's what we got to do. We just got to kind of keep that mentality of poised and composure and take things away from other teams the best you can and do the little things.
What does it mean to be taking the group there? I mean, regardless of what happens, you guys have been talking about this goal for 4 years now, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great, I don't think we've been talking about it for 4 years, 'cause I don't know if that first year we even know what we expected. But, you're again, I look at us and I go, sometimes I feel like, this group has been together for 10 years, and I look back and go, it's really 4, but they've played so many minutes and been here together. It's usually by the time you get to be juniors and seniors that you start making a little bit of noise, and that's what's happening. And it's just their time, and it's great for them to have, the thing that I didn't want to happen, and is for them just to fall short, and they didn't want that to happen. And so being able to really make a statement in that Virginia game was, I think, crucial to not only them saying, you know what, we did come here for all the right reasons, and we did accomplish our goals, and we still have things out there we want to do, and it just takes a little bit of heat off of them.
How emotional is it for you that Dev and Ashley are playing their last couple games in Cali?
Yeah, it is. You know what? I don't wrap myself up, and I'm pretty good. I don't wrap myself up on that. It's after. It's after. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy every moment we have in practice out there, the plane ride, everything we get to do with them, because it's that whole story of every season is a lifetime. You get one lifetime with that group, and then you start a new lifetime. And this is our last lifetime with this group, and I'm going to enjoy every moment with it. And when it's all said and done, they're still going to be in my life. They just won't be in a basketball uniform, in a Cal uniform.
All 3 Pac-10 teams in the Sweet 16.
It's awesome. People talk a lot of junk about the Pac-10, and you look at the 1 and 2 seeds. You look at some other conferences that have gotten 5 and 6 teams in, that have 1 team left. I just think it makes a statement. I think Charlie and Tara have done an unbelievable job of getting their teams ready towards the end of the year, and I think people, hopefully, I think the West Coast is always fighting for respect, but, I think it really makes a huge statement.
Joanne, have you been able to appreciate the fact that this is the first Cal team to make it to the Sweet 16?
I knew that, but then I read it this morning. I'm like, wow, it's just kind of like it's great. It's great for the school. I always talk about like when the Stanford Cal game here with the crowd. It's just great when you start getting that buzz and kind of those first things, and this is the team that gets to do it and all that. So for me, it's just a great time to be a part of this program, and I kind of feel like I'm just how happy for the kids in terms of just getting to kind of have this experience, and not so much for myself. It's great to be a part of success. It's great to be a part of history,
Any last questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Joanne.
Great, thanks, Joe. It's painless.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, Coach.